Yesterday, Leeds United played against West Bromwich Albion in a match that we all went into thinking that we would come out of it with another 3 points. Well, a significant number of people were. If you're coming out of our most recent results thinking that we don't win that, then you're probably on the more negative side of Leeds United fans. But it ended up 1-1. In this video, I'm going to take a little bit of a deep dive into what happened, why it happened, and how we can avoid it happening in the future. And just to let you know, this is going to be a sort of unstructured video. I'm currently recording this at 6:06 in the morning because I have been working since about 3, and then before that I was watching Elimination Chamber, and I'll be honest, I've not slept since like 7 AM yesterday. So if things don't start to make sense, that's why. Also, before I get into it, various teasers have been dropped on various different channels over the past couple of days around a big ongoing project that is planned. Tune into the live stream that I'm doing at noon and you will find out a little bit more about what that is. So, going to take a little bit of a deep dive into it. And we sort of, when it came to the lineup, looked at it and thought, this is going to be completely okay, because it was the lineup that works. It was the more creative version of the midfield, because you've got Rothwell and Tanaka in there, because Rothwell does the more sort of creative running forward stuff, whereas Grove is a little bit more passive and suits the away matches a touch more, alongside Tanaka. At this point, Tanaka's got to be like, please, give me 5 minutes. Please, that's all I need. But he's never getting a rest until the end of time. That's what you get for being the best footballer around. Rodri found that one out as well. And we were looking at that first 11 and we're going, fantastic, that'll do. And then we scored in the 9th minute and we're like, fantastic, that will also do, because by that point we had already looked incredibly dominant. We had taken control of the match, we were all over them. So, for example, we had a shot in the 6th minute, and then a moment later, in the 9th minute, Junior Firpo nods the goal into the back of the net, and it's absolutely spectacular, and we keep the pressure up. And in the 17th minute, we have a shot from Brendan Aronson. And then there's a bit of a gap, because we did the thing again. The thing where Leeds United are in the lead of a match, and we sort of assume that we'll be completely fine. And we think, okay, cool, we've probably got this one now, when at the end of the day we have not got this one, because what happened a little bit later than that is West Brom got a goal, made it 1-1, which is not great. And this, I think, revealed one of the bigger problems that the club have at the moment, and it's switching off in those situations where you can get complacent. Leeds being 1-0 up, we sort of assume, okay, we can just keep piling the pressure on, we will demolish these. But that isn't the case, and we saw that yesterday. It's been a long day, specifically in the form of Darnell Furlong. So Darnell Furlong gets the header on net, and it is a very, very good header. The way that it loops, it makes it almost impossible for Ilamelier to get to, because it is very much, he's positioned himself right for the vast majority of headers that are going to come at him, because they're going to come at him. This one is just looped all the way over, and no goalkeeper under like 7'2" is getting anywhere near that, which is fine. But I think the issue is the fact that the header happened in the first place. If you have a look at that ball that comes in, there's 2 West Brom players at the back post, and they are converging on the same place, coming towards the ball. Darnell Furlong is the guy that gets his head on the ball, but the other guy ends up bumping quite hard into Jayden Bogle, who is the only Leeds player around there. And of course, he loses that header because he's been semi-knocked over and he's up against Darnell Furlong. And it's this switching off, and it's this being vastly outnumbered at the back post from a set piece that is the stuff that we need to just stop happening, because it's easy stuff to do. Like in this case, weirdly, like I know that we weren't good at set pieces at the time, but Marcelo Bielsa's way of saying, just go man to man, would have worked perfectly well. Or even having someone on the post would have been absolutely fantastic, because if you've got someone on the post, then it becomes incredibly difficult to just nod it in a way that loops up across the line. But we didn't think that one through. And then it came to the rest of the match. And this is where we get the rest of our shots off, right? So have a shot in the 46th minute. This is keeping in mind 1, 2, 3. We have 3 shots in the first half. A decent amount of the ball in the first chunk of the match, but we don't turn it into opportunities. Then we get to the second half, where we have a total of 12 efforts on goal. And this is where I'm getting a little bit iffy about it. Because if you have those 12 efforts in the first half as well, equal it out per half, then you're creating so many more opportunities. We got something like, I'm going to limit it down to second half data, 0.8 XG in the second half. Didn't score from it, which is statistically unfortunate, but not to be unexpected. In the first half, 0.49, because we didn't create any decent chances in that first half. And then in the second half, it's just a case of just keep on pushing, keep on trying, and eventually it will work out. And in addition to that, a lot of the issues were the shots that we were taking weren't on goal. So from the start of the second half, had a shot in the 46th minute, off target. 47th from Dan James, off target. 55th, off target. 64th, off target. 64th again, off target again. 65th, off target. Are we going to end this run? 6 shots we took off target in a row, followed shortly after by Dan James having a go on target, which was eventually reasonably well dealt with because we didn't create a decent enough chance to trouble the keeper. And then just more and more opportunities that didn't work out for us, including the Mateo Joseph chance, which I think was genuinely a pretty good opportunity. Got himself into a good place, but the angle was very, very thin. Not going to score that. But I think what we need to do is warn against the biggest issue that is affecting this team when we're dropping points, and that is the complacency. That is the thought of, yeah, we should just win this, because then you go a goal ahead, or something good happens, you're like, cool, we'll just keep this momentum going. You have to actively contribute. If you're driving a car and you switch the engine off, yeah, you're going to keep rolling for a little while, but eventually you stop. We need to keep that engine going. We need to keep that motivation going. We need to keep on pushing, and eventually we will get there. If we don't, that's where things get a little bit complicated. I think across the side, performances were a little bit worse than we would have necessarily wanted. I want to quickly see what SofaScore has as the player ratings. Firpo is the best, makes sense, scored a goal. Rothwell, I think, had a good game, as did Rodon. Strauch lost the ball a lot of times, I feel. And you didn't really get much out of Solomon again. So that's also going to potentially need looking at going forwards. But I think our issues don't lie in the first 11, they lay beyond it. And how that's potentially going to form in complacency and how we get rid of it. Because if we were able to do that, then we are going to waltz through the rest of this season. But if we don't do that, and we don't keep our focus on the match at hand, we're just going to fall apart. Again, like the song, it's great. But yeah, either way, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, pop a like on it, subscribe, become a channel member, all that fun stuff. I do have a little teaser hint for you, right? And I managed to get my hands on one of the planning docs for the project, but the issue is someone redacted all of it. If only you had a little bit of a pointer for where to be and when in order to find out more. See you at midday. Or if you're watching this afterwards, just go back and give it a look. It's great. Anyway, see you later.